Segundo primario, por favor. Ok, damas. La línea de cinturón está bien en la media de las letras, la línea de cinturón está bien aquí. Ok, ya recibieron mis instrucciones en el camerino, ya sabes lo que espero. Protéjense en todo el tiempo, obedecen mis mandos, chocan guantes, Dios les bendiga.
So we are ready to kick things off here in Flint, Michigan. We're ready to kick things off in the pro career of Ashleyann Lozada, hoping to become the next women's Puerto Rican boxing star. Standing in her way here tonight is Denise Moran, 2020 U.S. National Amateur Champion, finally getting the big opportunity that she's been hoping for. We are ready to roll here in Flint. This one's scheduled for 2-minute rounds. The Ashleyann Lozada, the towering southpaw, at least in comparison to Denise Moran. And we welcome Claudia Trejos into the booth with us. Claudia, I want to have you weigh in on this as well. As I said to Sergio, this type of matchup, recent Olympian, recent national amateur champion, doesn't really happen in men's boxing. You have to jump right into the deep end in these weight classes when it comes to the women. Over the top there from Moran, now brings it down to the midsection of Lozada. Lozada comes back with a nice check right hook there.
Yeah, Lozada, she fights really sharp, man. She doesn't waste punches. She's already looking for that right hook. Whenever you have an aggressive, shorter fighter like Moran, you want to try to avoid throwing hooking shots. You want those straight shots, but she's so confident with her hooks and her ability. Lozada's being able to land those shots.
Landing to the body there, right hands, right to the chest of Lozada from Moran, but Lozada underneath to the body as well, and a beautiful left hand right up the middle.
Sharp punching by Lozada. I love that right hook that she's throwing, and she's looking for the uppercuts. Very smart punch to throw when you're dealing with a shorter fighter. Dangerous to do, but if you do it quick, it could be to your advantage.
Just a quick note right here, now that my mic is open, check out her footwork. It's flawless. For somebody that is actually doing her pro debut, she has that sharp, because of the level of talent that she is exposed to in Puerto Rico.
One more shot to the body there from Lozada. That may be the exclamation mark on the opening pro round in the career of Ashleyann Lozada.
Take a deep breath in for me.
Set to begin, and Sergio, that's an interesting moment there for Ashleyann Lozada. Take me back to your pro debut when you sit down on a stool after round one with your pro career finally starting. What does that feel like?
Well, I'll tell you what, Lozada had a better pro debut than I had. I got knocked down, I got cut, and I barely won a split decision. Lozada's looking sharp, confident with that uppercut. She's looking for that uppercut to land on Moran. That's going to be the money punch, but she's following it up with that right hook. Sharp punch of Lozada. I really like what I'm seeing.
And notice how she sits into that beautiful uppercut. She actually puts a lot of power into those punches.
Really sharp, man. Everything I'm seeing from like the footwork, the foot placement, the power shots, and there's that uppercut that she's looking for. Dangerous punch to throw as a lead hand to give your opponent an opportunity to land something looping, especially when they're coming from that short angle.
Left hand there from Lozada, who's trying to show in her pro debut that she's capable of fast tracking in the pros. Certainly we like what we're seeing so far, but Lozada said she wants to get on the fast track. She wants wants to go after names like Sky Nicholson, who she beat in the amateurs as quickly as possible.
And why not? Even though I think she needs to hone her talent in the professional ranks, but she's got all the skills. She just needs to sharpen them. Just get it a little bit further. Get the confidence in.
Moran's having a better second round here. She's aiming at the torso of the taller fighter. She's aiming at the chest. You know, she has a good upper body movement, decent power. She's aiming right at the chest, which is actually keeping Lozada's punches at bay.
And Moran seems to have also taken a step back. She's not just standing in range for Lozada, who was able to just touch her at will in the opening round. But Lozada finds her nonetheless. Big sweeping left hand from Lozada.
10 seconds.
Good shot. What a shot after step right back. Came back with a straight left hand.
But you can see Lozada has no respect for Moran's power at all.
Breathe. Huh? Okay. Settle down a little bit. Look, she's trying to hit you with everything that she's got. So you gotta try to get in on the body. She's gonna gas out. She's throwing everything hard. She's yelling every single time. When you land something, you can't try to get greedy and keep going because she's gonna try to counter you. So you gotta feint, double feint your way in, land something. You either roll out or step around. Okay? This jab needs to work a little bit more for me, even if it's just her jab, if it's touching her glove or her shoulder. It doesn't always have to be on the head.
Here's that right hook. Nice left hand, nice left uppercut landed by Lozada. You know, the taller fighter. Then that right hook. Nice left hand over the top. Just everywhere, punching from under, from around the guard, but always minding her foundation, her footwork, stepping back right on time, not giving Moran a target.
Lozada obviously having fun in there, taking a look at herself on the big screen there a moment ago as round 3 is now underway.
Showing her love to the people back in the island. I mean, I know everybody's watching. There was a lot of pride when she represented the island in Paris. That follows, and you, Sergio, you know what it is to fight for a Mexican flag. So you know how heavy that brings, you know, the wind to the ring.
Yeah, but I wasn't an Olympian, Claudia. I got to the Olympic trial, so yeah, she has the whole country on her shoulders. It's a prideful thing, you know, Latino blood. It runs deep, but the thing about the Puerto Ricans, man, they got this power that goes with that speed and that swagger. So yeah, she's enjoying herself.
Moran stepping up to pressure, at least momentarily. And Moran has been kind of a nomad throughout her pro career. She spent time at the Wild Card Gym in the Coachella Valley, around Timothy Bradley, around the Diaz brothers. She's been picking up little bits of expertise all across the United States.
I don't know if you guys caught that from Lozada, but she waved an invisible red flag inviting La Torita, the little bull, to actually come at her and play the matador.
Shows her confidence, and she has absolutely no respect for Moran, none whatsoever. She's actually showboating in her pro debut.
Show me shit from Lozada. I love that.
Combination there from Lozada. That left hand came right down the middle. The right hook partially blocked by Moran. Now Lozada.
Good shot.
Moran in serious trouble here in the third.
It was a left uppercut. That was a left uppercut she was trying to land from the first round. Got her hurt now. The knee
Legs are out. Legs are out. Moran has no legs.
Just 10 seconds for Lozada to work with, but it might not take much.
This is where I say we need the extra minute.
And Moran will escape the round. What a moment for Ashleyann Lozada in her pro debut.
This is the last round, okay?
How you feeling?
Great. You're gonna have to pressure her a little more, okay? But you're gonna have to be defensively responsible for me. When I do play that, last round.
And there's that left uppercut right there. That's the money punch. That's all we've seen from the first round, but it's a dangerous punch to throw. But when it lands, it's a beautiful shot because the shoulder opponent doesn't see it from the bottom up. The legs were out, and then he followed up with a right hook. Beautiful shot.
Not only that, but look at how she looks like a veteran. Moran ties her hands, so she decides to just go at it, keep working, because she knew she had her by her hair.
We'll see if Denise Moran has been able to recover during the minute break. Ashleyann Lozada had her in a world of trouble at the end of the third. Sends a rocket of left hand right down the middle again. She is all over Moran in the opening 20 seconds of the round.
What a pro debut by Ashleyann Lozada. I mean, sharp. I mean, every punch is thrown with technique. Flawless technique with power, with speed. Explosive shots by Lozada.
And for someone who admitted a couple of weeks ago that she was a little bit nervous for her pro debut, we're not really seeing that much
Not
from
at
her.
all. If she had any nerves walking into the ring, they're gone. Total dominance from the first bell. I love the fact that she went for the jugular, but she didn't lose her structure at all.
Still trying to fire back with those right hands. She's going to need something big in this final round. Huge shot cut once more from Lozada.
Lozada can't miss with no punches right now. Just stationary target from Moran. Moran normally moves her other body nicely, and she knows how to fight small, but not against the quicker hands and the accurate punches of Lozada.
I mean, Lozada even adding the baseball windup in the Roberto Clemente themed kit before those uppercuts.
And she's feeling herself. You can tell that she's switching back from orthodox to lefty, just like she is right there with her feet. She's very comfortable.
Her footwork is flawless. It showed during the Olympics and the Olympic trials. And then again, she spars with boys and men in Puerto Rico, so that has added to her arsenal.
Consecutive three-punch combinations there, Sergio.
And not smothering herself, Corey. That's the thing, not smothering her power. This is something you normally don't see from pro debuts. Some fighters that are eager to impress and go for the knockout. Lozada's smooth, she's comfortable. Man, this is a hell of a pro debut by Lozada.
A sparkling pro debut for the newest member of the Salida Promotion stable. Ashleyann Lozada making noise in her first professional outing. That is a tough night for Denise Moran. Again, we mentioned it. You have to jump into the deep end pretty quickly in these weight classes, and for someone like Moran, when you get the call for an opportunity like this, you take it, but we see what the risks are.
There's levels to this, no doubt. I mean, I'm not going to take anything away from what Denise has done in her career, but there's levels to this. And Ashleyann has actually paid her dues, even though she walked away from her career for a little bit to pursue her career in general, besides boxing. But that just helped her commit to the sport itself.
Thank you for
Coming up on February 15th, Jack Catterall will take on the unbeaten American Arnold Barbosa Jr. in a final eliminator for the WBO Super Lightweight World Title in association with Golden Boy Promotions at Co-op Live in Manchester. That's Saturday, February 15th, live right here on DAZN. All smiles for Ashleyann Lozada. As you mentioned, Claudia, it's been quite the journey for her. Her mother essentially created the boxing ecosystem in her hometown. They basically built a gym and then were training in public parks, paved a path where there was none in order to get to this point.
And actually, the mayor took a look and said, we need to create a space for her. That says a lot to the type of talent that she brought in at a very early age.
The same can be said for Denise Moran in terms of blazing your own path. But again, is on the wrong end of a tough matchup here tonight against Lozada. They will be celebrating in Corozal here tonight as we await the official decision. Lozada embracing her advisor, Mark Taffet. Of course, the advisor of Claressa Shields as well. Lozada in the right place in terms of the development of women's stars. We'll see the biggest of them in our main event a little bit later on.
Excuse me, guys. I'm going to try and put this.
Let's make it official. Let's send it back up to Thomas Driver.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges, Patrick Schmidt, Luis Delgado, and Rose Gross, are in agreement. They all score it the same, 40-36. Your winner by unanimous decision and successful in her professional boxing debut, de Corozal, Puerto Rico, Ashleyann La Máquina Lozada.
So the 9-time Puerto Rican national amateur champion, Ashleyann Lozada, is now 1-0 in the professional ranks. And boy, for someone trying to make the case for fast-tracking in the pros, that is quite the introduction.
You know, there has to be a lot of confidence fighting an undefeated fighter in Moran, 3-0. But Lozada, like you mentioned, they have a lot of belief in her. And now I understand why. I mean, she had the footwork, she had the quick hands, and she showed power. She hurt an undefeated, tough fighter in Moran with that uppercut, but every punch was coming from everywhere. And didn't neglect the body either, Corey. Was landing body shots. Everything was smooth. She wasn't overloading on shots, and that's the reason when the punches landed, they were so clean. She was rotating her shoulders, not falling off balance, not smothering herself. These are all things that a professional veteran does. Normally, eager fighters, right after that, land shots like that, they go for the kill. Now Lozada kept her composure, kept her distance, kept her range, didn't get the knockout, but it was a flawless performance.
Well, Claudia, Ashleyann suggested earlier this year that she might still stay in that Olympic cycle, maybe pursuing the 2028 Olympics. Of course, we'll see what happens there with boxing, but I don't know. I think she's finding her footing as a pro pretty quickly as we take a look at the CompuBox numbers.
And look at that, 40% of her punches were landed, 145 were thrown. But let's not forget, now that pros can actually participate in the Olympics, she already knows. She's got a lot more experience. And that's one of the things that she lacked walking into Paris. So let's think about the possibilities. Being honed and trained and worked, now making it to Los Angeles, possibly, we don't know. But she could actually sweep her division, no problem. With this type of experience and the commitment, I have no doubt.
Well, Ashleyann Lozada in the win column in our opening contest. And still to come, our main event between Claressa Shields and Danielle Perkins, the undisputed heavyweight title on the line. Plenty of action still to come. Let's send it back up to Emily Austin.
Thanks, Corey. Well, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia will once again be center stage of the boxing world as we get set for Beterbiev Bivol 2 on February 22nd. On an absolutely stacked card, including a fascinating heavyweight tilt between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. The Zone is getting you closer to the action with our latest series, The Zone on the Ground. Check that out.
Safety first.
Yeah.
Let me say hello, my name is Joseph, nice to meet you. Hold on tight.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, imagine this ring walk, hey. Can't be touched, can't be stopped.
Take it. Stop this off again.
Oh.
Hold. Okay.
I wasn't even looking. My eyes are closed. I'm going to be 100% on fire, on point. Give me that in the bar right now.
All right, where is he? We'll go find him.
Now making his entrance to the ring, Tyson Fury! Still undefeated, still
Arthur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, undisputed light heavyweight title fight. Daniel Dubois versus Joseph Parker, IBF heavyweight title. Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield, WBC lightweight title. I mean, the fights go on and on. Carlos Adams versus Hamza Shiraz, WBC middleweight title. Virgil Ortiz Jr., Israel Madrimov, WBC World Interim Super Welterweight title. This card is absolutely stacked. You have Joshua Buatsi versus Callum Smith, WBO lightweight heavyweight title. I mean, Chris, I want to talk about Dubois Parker. Dubois is coming off of not any knockout against Anthony Joshua, but now what Ring Magazine deemed knockout of the year. How will Parker break his confidence coming into this fight?
Oh, Joseph Parker is also coming into this fight with a boatload of confidence. That's what I love most about this particular matchup. Both these guys are proof that losses do not define you. At different points in their careers, both of them were effectively left for dead. Dubois after those losses to Joyce and to Usyk. Joseph Parker, he lost his fights early in his career too, but he came back with 5 straight wins after his loss to Joe Joyce. The last 2 against Deontay Wilder here, where he beat him by a clean shutout decision, really derailing Wilder's chances of facing Anthony Joshua, at least for now. Then he comes back in his next time out, takes 2 knockdowns against Zhe Li Zhang, and winds up outboxing one of the most feared guys in the heavyweight division. The revival of Joseph Parker, which has been overseen by Andy Lee, who has done a phenomenal job as his trainer in recent fights, that really has been a great story. And Joseph Parker, just like Danny Dubois, is coming into this fight overflowing with confidence.
Well, we shall see, and that is all coming up February 22nd, where you can buy this stacked pay-per-view now on DAZN.com. All right, let's get you set for our second fight of the night.
Well, from one Olympian to another in our second contest of the night, Caroline Veyre, who represented Canada at the Olympics tonight, taking on a Carmen Vargas, who herself was a pretty talented amateur in the U.S. system. At one point was ranked in the top 5 in the United States. Caroline Veyre looking to get into title contention with a victory here tonight. She's 2 fights removed from a bit of a shocking upset loss. More on that in just a little bit, but Veyre looks to be back in top form after her most recent fight, but she'll have a tough assignment here tonight against the hard-charging Carmen Vargas.
I really like what I see with Veyre because she has solid fundamentals, great left hand, educated left hand. She it could be a straight jab, it could be a left hook, left uppercut, but all the fundamentals are there. Whenever you're seeing an Olympian and you have that pedigree, just like we saw in our last fight with Lozada, they can get the job done and it could be spectacular.
So we are ready for the second fight of the night as we take a look at the tail of the tape here at the beautiful Dordt Financial Center, the home of the Flint Firebirds. Our tail of the tape here for Caroline Veyre and Carmen Vargas. See Vargas enjoying a height advantage, but the reach advantage very much in favor of Caroline Veyre. A 3-inch reach advantage for the Canadian here tonight. We're ready to meet the fighters. Let's send it back up to Thomas Driver.
Live on DAZN, let's now welcome to the ring, Carmen Vargas.
Carmen Vargas makes her way to the ring, making her second appearance here on DAZN after scoring a victory over Clarice Morales on the Prospect Development Series Red Owl Boxing 2 fights ago. Last time out, Vargas dropped a decision in a spirited battle against the undefeated Hannah Rapp, but her performance that night, combined with the win over Morales, earned her an opportunity on a bigger stage here tonight. And like many fighters around this level, Vargas is hoping that with a couple of big wins, that boxing can become her full-time job as she currently balances training with a career in hospitality. Beating an Olympian here tonight would certainly go a pretty long way to helping change her trajectory.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Caroline Sweet Pluma Veyre.
Well, Caroline Veyre was born in Paris, France, but was one of the stars of the Canadian Amateur Boxing system for years, having won gold at the 2015 Pan Am Games and placing 5th at the 2020 Olympics. In 2022, Veyre officially left her Olympic dreams behind and turned pro, but 2 fights ago, suffered a shocking loss to the 6'5" Joanna Chavarria in Naculpan, Mexico. Veyre says that she struggled with the Mexican altitude, didn't feel like herself in the ring. Last time out, Veyre looked like what is likely her real self, scoring a near shutout decision over former world champ Gabby Bouvier here in Flint. Another win here tonight, says that she hopes to aim her arrow at the likes of Tiara Brown or Sky Nicholson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue with 8 rounds scheduled, and it will be for the vacant WBA Women's Intercontinental Featherweight Championship. Brought to you by Salida Promotions along with their great sponsors, Bet Online and Hotel St. Regis, Detroit. It is sanctioned by the Michigan Unarmed Combat Commission along with the World Boxing Association President Gilberto Mendoza Jr., Supervisor Nori Gill. Our 3 judges assigned will be David DeYoung, Luis Delgado, and Rose Lascende. Our referee in charge will be Ansel Stewart. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the blue corner. She comes to the ring wearing sky blue trunks with yellow and weighed in officially at 124 pounds. Coming to us from Houston, Texas, she brings a professional record consisting of 5 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the fighting pride of H-Town, Carmen Vargas. And her opponent across the ring fighting tonight out of the red corner. She comes to the ring wearing a black with red and gold and weighed in officially at 125.6 pounds. A native of Paris, France, she is now fighting out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, and has a professional record of 8 wins with just 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current WBC International Featherweight Champion, Caroline Sweet Pluma Veyre.
Okay, boxers, you received your instruction in the dressing room. You know what I expect, a good, clean, professional fight. Touch them up, let's go to the belt.
Well, Caroline Veyre says there's a new sheriff in town in the featherweight division. Again, trying to put some distance between that shocking upset loss. A big win over Gabby Bouvier last time out, looking to keep that momentum going against Carmen Vargas, who's looking to get back in the win column. 31-year-old from Houston, Texas. Looking to spoil Caroline Veyre's plans here tonight. Round 1, this one's scheduled for 8 2-minute rounds in the featherweight division, a regional WBA title on the line. So this one with rankings implications for both women.
Veyre manages the ring really nicely. You can see that Olympic background. Everything works off that jab. And like I said, everything is really educated with that left hand because she could turn into a hook. It could be an uppercut. It could be anything. But everything's off that left hand.
You always rise to the level of your opponent. Let's not forget that she's faced opponents of the likes of Katie Taylor. So if you don't do that, then you're pretty much as good as yesterday's news.
Caroline Veyre had an amateur victory over Michaela Mayer, who is one of the thorns in the side of Carmen Vargas during her amateur career. It always seemed like Vargas would get to the semis and nationals and run into Michaela Mayer or Christina Cruz.
Veyre has an excellent check hook. She landed it right now on Vargas. Vargas didn't like that shot. That's going to be a money punch for Veyre because Vargas She's very aggressive, but she doesn't move her upper body. Her head stays in the exact same place. Veyre's going to be able to target that nicely, you know, even on the back foot, that check hook, just like that. If you're going to be stationary like Vargas, you got to be jabbing. You got to be jabbing your way in. But notice how her head is in the exact same place. No upper body movement from Carmen Vargas.
Big ring here in Flint for Carolyn Veyre to work with here tonight as she places a nice right hand to the body and then pops the head back to Vargas with a nice jab. Everything working for Carolyn Veyre here in the opening round.
She looks very comfortable in there. She doesn't seem intimidated at all by Vargas.
On avait vu, hein? Elle fonce sur toi. Tu as trop de vitesse pour elle, OK? Alors continue à jouer avec ta vitesse. Elle va te chasser toute la soirée. C'est la seule chose qu'elle peut faire avec toi. Alors utilise les feintes pour la faire hésiter un petit peu, OK? Tu es en avant d'elle, tu fais des petites feintes, tu bouges autour du jab quand elle fonce, check hook. Maintenant, on va pouvoir commencer à mettre les deuxièmes attaques. Respire bien. Prends une bonne grande respiration.
There's that left hand. Beautiful body shot right there. That's what I want to see more from Veyre. Vargas keeps her guard really up and her elbows exposed, exposing those ribs. I want to see more body shots from Veyre, but an excellent, excellent round two.
It's round two underway. Carolyn Veyre, the Canadian Olympian, taking on Carmen Vargas. We get set for our main event a little bit later on between Claressa Shields and Danielle Perkins. Veyre now part of the Salida promotional stables. Able to get some mentorship from Woes as well. Veyre's had the good fortune, Claudia, of having excellent sparring where she lives in Montreal, training with Marie-Pierre Houle, training alongside Jessica Camara. She was getting ready. You know, a lot of women have that issue. They don't necessarily have talent in their city that they can freely spar with.
It goes to show the stable that they have in Montreal. But then again, we have to add the fact that though she was working out, looking for that 2020 opportunity, the shoulder injury actually made her take a step aside. But I don't see any struggling with her shoulder at all. There's a lot of power there. She's using it. And actually, she said that that time off allowed her to heal and be prepared to come into the professional ranks.
A couple good sequences, Sergio, for Carolyn Veyre there. And I think one of those left hands might have damaged the eye of Carmen Vargas as well. I saw her kind of clawing at that after one of those jabs.
Yeah, I believe it was a 2-1. It wasn't a jab. It was a lead right hand. It's a tricky punch to throw because it's kind of like a 1-2 from the southpaw stance. You throw the right hand first, then you break the guard with that left hand. That's the reason Vargas wasn't expecting that shot.
Good. That's the same combination right there. And you see the blood that has trickled onto the arm of Carolyn Veyre.
It's the right eye. It's the right eye? Yeah.
Beautiful check hook from Carolyn Veyre. She walks Vargas into a nice right hand as well. Final 10 seconds of round two. Veyre doing some serious damage here within the opening 4 minutes.
Prends des grandes respirations. Respire, respire. OK. Hey, c'est super, OK? Tu vois tout venir, tu te donnes des angles, tu restes petite, tu changes ton rythme, tu changes tes hauteurs. C'est exactement ça qu'on voulait. As-tu vu? Là, son œil, là, il est tout foqué. Je veux que tu lances plus le jab. Ouais. Lance ton jab dessus, OK? Maintenant, fais un petit peu plus de feinte, puis sois prête pour les deuxièmes attaques. Les feintes, tu vas la faire hésiter.
Just great movement. There it is. There's that 2-1, Corey. Notice how it wasn't a 1-2 come from that orthodox stance. You're switching it up with a lead right hand, then you break the guard with that left hand, and the orthodox fighters aren't accustomed to seeing a 2-1. Normally you see a jab on a 1-2. Whenever they mix it up, it totally throws everything off guard.
Round 3 begins. One thing we saw from Veyre, then Sergio, is she started to mix in that check hook as well. The way that you would throw the 2-1, the way your hips turn, you can easily turn that into a hook like she's doing right now.
Look at the beautiful footwork right there. Going to the right, going to the left, everything with rhythm. You know, everything with rhythm, not punching over her feet, not getting out of range where she can't punch. She really has really good ring generalship, Veyre does. And everything in the ring, she can still pop the shots and land like she just did right there.
That left is doing all kinds of damage into Vargas's right eye, and you can already see it. It's not only swollen, it's already bruised underneath.
And it may be closing quickly as well, so the problems may intensify for Carmen Vargas, who walks into another 2-punch combination, and now the blood starting to pour from the face of Carmen Vargas.
This is a paint job by Veyre. I mean, everything landing cleanly, the accuracy in her punches, and not standing in front of Vargas for Vargas to get off. She hits, moves, gets out the way, right back to the middle of the ring. Beautiful power boxing by Veyre.
And the body from Veyre now as well.
And that shot to the body didn't open up the overhand shot.
This would seem to be the proximity, Sergio, where Vargas has to work right now. If she is having vision problems, you probably need to get to the inside where you can feel your opponent better.
Yeah, and that's actually going to be a lot more painful for Carmen Vargas as well. If she doesn't move her upper body or jab her way in, she's going to be a target for the accuracy, the sharp punching of Veyre.
15 seconds of round 3. This has been a bloody paint job from Carolyn Veyre thus far. Look at the eye of Carmen Vargas.
And the blood is coming out of her nose. And I gotta tell you, that jab is going in on cue, causing all kinds of damage on Vargas.
Artur Beterbiev versus Dmitry Bivol, the rematch, headlining a card that is going to set the tone for 2025. All title fights, 7 in total. Cannot wait for this one. Saturday, February 22nd, live from Riyadh.
C'est la seule chose qu'elle peut faire. Maintenant, quand tu l'as fait manquer, fais pas un autre step, reviens tout de suite. Tu comprends? Là, tu l'as fait manquer avec ton jab. Après ça, je veux que tu reviennes tout de suite. Parce qu'elle tombe dans ses coups. Tu la vois tomber dans ses coups, hein?
Everything coming from the lower body. Look at how she gets out of range, but not to where she can't land those straight right hands. Moving to her left, feinting, foot feinting, pushing her off. All that stuff right there just to land one shot. That's ring generalship right there. That's defense. That's controlling your opponent without even throwing that jab. Just footwork. Brilliant footwork by Caroline Veyre.
Tie a thread between our promo and what you were just talking about there, Sergio. Of course, Samuel Dakari, now the trainer of Carolyn Veyre, a member of the Artur Beterbiev camp. So some of that schooling we're starting to see in Carolyn Veyre as well.
Everything's off the footwork. I mean, if you look at the footwork, she's never in front of Vargas to where Vargas again, throw a punch off. Either moving to her left, moving to her right, moving backwards, or smothering the power. Really ring generalship. It's really nice to watch. And notice how she's not even controlling it with the jab. She's controlling it with the footwork. Check hooks like that.
And it's also causing that Carmen Vargas has yet to get into her own rhythm. She hasn't even been able to find her own distance. She's having a really hard time. She's a shorter lady in the ring and having a very hard time just closing the gap.
Yeah, the footwork in that lead hand, Sergio, basically just controlling traffic, just walking Vargas into wherever Veyre wants her to be.
Yeah, I mean, it really is from the bottom up. I mean, you're fighting from your feet up. I know it's hard for the layman to understand that, but this is footwork that's really putting Veyre in position. You know, not giving Vargas nothing to get confident about, and then of course throwing the punches at the right angles to land those shots and bloody up the face of Vargas.
Well, and credit to Vargas, Claudia, because she's selling out. She's trying to bull her way to the inside. She just can't get there.
Yeah, she doesn't have again, she hasn't been able to pinpoint Veyre's rhythm, and she has not been able to get into her own rhythm. Again, going back to what Sergio was saying, Veyre's footwork is so precise. She is far enough that Vargas cannot close the gap, and she hasn't been able to get under the guard to get to the body because that's the only tool that she has right now.
Carolyn Veyre, who has no knockouts on her record, is finding a mean streak here tonight in Flint.
Total control. Total control. I would like to see what Carlos Moreno will tell Carmen Vargas right now.
They're cheering for you. They're cheering for you.
Keep it close. Keep it close. You have to make her work, Mama. You have to make her work. She doesn't want to work. She getting close. You need to let your hands go. Tira la loca, okay?
Merveille, c'est excellent, OK?
Respire, continue à respirer. Go, go, go.
Tu vas super bien. On retourne vers le centre. Quand on la fait monter, on revient.
I don't see any tool set in Vargas' toolkit in order to overcome 4 rounds of total dominance by Veyre. What do you think?
I think you're right, Claudia, because Veyre just has way too much. She's controlling the fight with her footwork and outboxing Vargas with her fist. I mean, she's just outclassed and outmatched in every sense of the word.
As the rounds go on, Vargas' ability to see what's coming at her is lessening. And the reaction to these shots, I mean, her head popping back after that right hand from Veyre a moment ago.
Not only that, but Vargas is walking into the shot, so Veyre's actually punching on the back foot. When she's punching backwards, it takes athleticism to be able to counter going backwards like that, like the ankle punch. When you're going backwards, hot shotting, keeping your opponent hurt, keeping her bloody, not giving her confidence. Brilliant performance here by Veyre. I love everything I'm seeing.
Right hand right down the pipe there from Veyre, and the blood splattering across the canvas.
Beautiful shot just to get out of the way, not letting Vargas corner her against the ropes.
She's not only aware of her, she's also aware of her position in the ring, and that's why that circular motion is so easy for her.
Yeah, Veyre has a good radar. A good radar where she is. She's always in charge of that range. She knows where her escape routes are. Right there, Vargas thought she was going to move to her left. She moved to her right.
Left hook there from Veyre, brings a right hand behind it.
Just missed with that right hand. Stepped over to the right side of Vargas just to not that shot. But look at the footwork. I mean, moves to her left, pivots, and comes right back to the other side.
And not once do you see her toppling over at all. It's flawless. And I'm going to venture to say that that loss against Joanna Chavarria, as surprising as it was, made her become a much more aware fighter and just brought her to a next level.
Good shot. Nice right hand. Back foot.
This is not the Carolyn Veyre that showed up in Mexico that night.
At all.
This is a reborn Carolyn Veyre who is in full control right now.
Respire bien. OK. Maintenant, là, tu lui donnes une clinique de boxe, OK? Ça va bien. Tu commences à revenir en arrière. OK? Ça, c'est très, très bien.
Once again, Jack Catterall will face Arnold Barbosa Jr. in a
On
final
reste bas sur notre
eliminator for the
position.
WBO
Là, elle est en
Super
retard, OK? On
Lightweight
s'en va au
World
6e round,
title
elle est en
in
retard.
Manchester
Elle va
on
se précipiter
February
encore plus dans ses
15th,
coups.
live on
Tu la fais
DAZN.
manquer, elle tombe.
Sergio, Claudia,
Mais là, il va
what do you
falloir que
think
tu
about
commences à mettre tes coups ensemble parce qu'on peut l'arrêter. Est-ce que tu m'entends? On peut l'arrêter. Il va falloir que tu mettes tes coups ensemble pour ça, par exemple. C'est pas un coup qui va l'arrêter. C'est quand tu vas mettre papa, passe un coup, papa. OK, l'arbitre
You would
regarde,
think
il
that
regarde,
in the
il regarde,
UK,
il le
Carroll's
voit
going to have the advantage. I think Barbosa's going to have the advantage with the momentum that he's carrying behind him.
And let's not forget what he just did against Jose Carlos Ramirez. And he deems this as the opportunity he's been missing his whole career. So he's not going to let this opportunity just go away.
Round 6 underway. This women's featherweight contest between Carolyn Veyre and Carmen Vargas. Complete domination from Carolyn Veyre. That is a hard right hand on the eye of Carmen Vargas that is not yet closed, but a few more of those right hands, Sergio, and it might be.
Listen, man, this is the type of fight where I could see them stopping this fight just because, Veyre's in control. Vargas hasn't had any sign of any kind of confidence or anything swaying in her favor. Look, shots like that, right hands like that. That eye's going to keep closing. Somebody better stop this fight. She's outclassed. Carmen Vargas is outclassed.
And again, I'm going to go back to what I said. I don't think she has the tools to be able to overcome or neutralize anything that Veyre throws at her.
Well, and in fact, what's working against her is she has the heart to want to walk into the fire.
Agreed.
Yeah, heart is great, but you have no power to bring down. I mean, there are 5 wins, no knockouts, so she doesn't have the heart.
Right hand again from Veyre.
She's going to keep getting hit with those pot shot right hands. They're only going to get worse and worse the more that eye closes and she can't see that left hand.
We did get a chance to hear what Carlos Moreno had to say, but probably there had to be a sense of urgency in the corner. But again, what can you do when everything is falling short?
This is a paint job, Corey. I mean, this is just a brilliant masterclass of power boxing by Caroline Veyre. It's a beautiful thing to watch. Even against the ropes, she's dangerous. Gets back to the middle of the ring, pops her with that jab. I mean, just beautiful. She's beautiful what we're watching right now.
Just picking off of that, Caroline has the luxury to just go to the ropes, allow Vargas to come in, and she's still very offensive in her defense.
Absolutely everything working for Caroline Veyre. Back against the ropes, in the center of the ring. Not much missing from the Canadian Olympian.
Ya se está cansando. Let me have it, let me have it. Ya se está cansando, okay? Deep breath, mama, through your mouth, deep breath through your mouth. Okay, when you make her fucking miss, you gotta make her pay. When she comes up short, you gotta pull and stick, just like we work, mama, just like we work.
Nice check left hook. Didn't quite close it behind that elbow to get that power. But whenever your eye is closing like that, even slapping shots like that are going to continue doing damage. And right hands like that to the other side of the face only going to damage that side.
It's round 7, mama. They're not going to give a shit, all right?
The ref is going to call time. I don't know if you heard Carlos Moreno saying she's getting
Getting
tired.
Yeah,
really?
They're encouraging
Really?
the losing fighter.
Over there.
Yeah, the doctor's going to have a look at this one. Clearly, the Vargas corner not keen on stopping this one.
To what you were saying, Todd, I didn't see no sign of fatigue from Veyre at all. I don't know what they're seeing in the corner of Vargas. They're just trying to slide.
But why?
They're trying to get something going, but it's not happening there. I mean, Veyre is on point right now.
We have 2 more rounds. Mathematically speaking, on my card, not official, there's nothing that Vargas can do unless she actually throws like a major, haymaker, and she doesn't have the power to do that.
Looks like Vargas is just going to try and sell out with all-out aggression.
And expose herself even more.
Another right hand there from Veyre.
The only punch I would like to see Veyre throw is an uppercut, right uppercut. Now that Vargas is tiring down, she's getting more aggressive, and she's a shorter fighter, she can run into uppercuts. Veyre needs to really concentrate on the uppercut, I think.
And look at that chin. That chin is totally exposed. So, yeah, again, why? Why let that happen?
I mean, it may just take one sequence of Veyre just pushing Vargas back a couple flurries to maybe give referee Ansel Stewart the ammo that he needs or that he's looking for to wave this one off.
But why won't the corner take the initiative? Why? I mean, that's your first line of defense. Sometimes you need to save the fighter from his own spirit.
Her own spirit.
Or her own spirit, yes. Thank you.
Three-punch combination again from Veyre. To the body, climbs the ladder with left hooks that keep coming in.
Look at that eye, Corey. The doctor's probably going to stop this fight. If the corner of Vargas is not going to stop this fight, I mean, I would think the doctor or the referee or somebody needs to stop this fight. She's outclassed. Carmen Vargas is outclassed.
Final moments of the 7th round of what has been an uncomfortably one-sided fight in favor of Caroline Veyre.
This is the last round right here. Deep breath. In your mouth. In your mouth. Last 2 minutes, mama. Make this bitch work. If she holds you, tírala la chingada. All right? She got no fucking business holding. She's supposed to be good. Let's do it. Yes, sir.
You got this. Take it back to the 8. Beautiful 1, 2, 3 on the back foot right there, Corey. That's what I'm talking about. The athleticism of Caroline Veyre to be on the back foot, still punching effectively, still rocking, hurting, and bloodying up the eye of Carmen Vargas. Just pot shotting.
Great fight.
8th and final round. 2 minutes remain in this contest. And Claudia, going back to that conversation, that's the enduring dilemma of the boxing corner in situations like this. You probably want to reward your fighter with hearing the final bell, with not getting knocked out, but again, at what cost?
And then there's the other side. There's only 4 minutes left. You know, at this point, only 2 minutes left. And Vargas still has a lot of grit and will. You can see it. But at what cost? We don't know the consequences after this. I have it in my cards, a complete sweep.
A lot of damage can be done in 2 minutes.
30 seconds, 10 seconds.
2-1 again. The left hand snapping the head back of Carmen Vargas.
Break.
Blood splattering all over the top of Carmen Vargas as well.
I love that move by Veyre. She made herself small, pivoted out to the left, and came up with a nice shot. Made herself smaller. That's the responsible thing about dipping down like that, staying small, and then bouncing back up to attack your opponent. She's a clever, athletic fighter, Caroline Veyre. And not neglecting the body in this round either. Last round, she's still digging to the body.
No, she's still fighting like at the same rhythm she did in the first round. And going back to what you were saying, when she dips, her balance is perfect. Like, she doesn't move forward, she doesn't move back, it's just perfectly vertical.
Final 10 seconds, and it will seem as though, miraculously, Carmen Vargas will make it to the end of the fight. And she absorbed a titanic amount of punishment in that one. What a performance from Caroline Veyre.
That was a sweep. That was a sweep. I mean, every single round just pot-shotting Vargas. And Vargas, credit to her. I mean, she had the heart. She wanted to continue fighting. She had the will, but just outclassed and outmatched by a talented fighter in Veyre.
I mean, Sergio, as someone who loves boxing off the back foot the way that you do, that's the kind of performance that you dream of, things working to the degree that they did for Caroline Veyre here tonight.
And look at how much damage she did on the back foot. Everyone thinks that just because you're moving backwards that you're not going to be imposing your will or punishment on your opponent. But if you have balance, if you have athleticism, and you know how to transfer the weight from your legs to your punches, just like Veyre, being athletic like that, being on the back foot, those anchor punches, they do all the damage. And Carmen Vargas' face is coming from you.
Yep, that's a reflection of the kind of boxing that Veyre shows. And again, I'm going to go back to that Echavarria fight. That taught her she cannot just put her hands down and just rely on talent. She has worked really, really hard to get that type of footwork.
Well, Jaron Boutzenis and a Montes Stanionis will clash in a blockbuster unification battle for the IBF, WBA, and Ring Magazine World Welterweight titles at the Jim Whelan Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City on Saturday, April 12th. Live worldwide on DAZN. Good to see big fights back in Atlantic City as well. It's like the old days.
Never been there, Corey. I'm looking forward to it. But man, Stanionis, Boutzenis, I mean, what a matchup, man. I mean, this is what I want to see in boxing. I mean, we're having a standout, last couple of years, but young talent like that facing each other at this point of their career, championship caliber, amazing.
How you feeling? Okay.
Tough night for Carmen Vargas, an unbelievable amount of heart to last the full 8 rounds. We are ready to make it official, though. Let's send it back up to Thomas Streiber.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges, Dave DeYoung, Luis Delgado, and Rose Lacendo, are in agreement. They all scored 80-72 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now the WBA Women's Intercontinental Featherweight Champion, Caroline Sweet Pluma Veyre.
So Sweet Pluma, Caroline Veyre, improves to 9-1. Looked like she was on the brink of scoring the first knockout of her pro career, but Sergio, I mean, those knockouts are going to come if she boxes the way she did here tonight.
Those knockouts are going to come if we have a corner that cares about their fighter.
Well, that too, yes.
Cares about their fighter, because any other corner would have stopped this fight. Vargas had no match, but look, credit to Caroline Veyre. Yes, on her back foot, she's dangerous. The punch selection, the punch placement, and when she started digging the body, that's when I realized she was looking for those shots upstairs. Beautiful shots, alternating the 1-2 to the 2-1, but always getting an angle. Look, not standing in front of the opponent or the aggression of Vargas. That's the beauty of power boxing. That's the beauty of being the matador. Going backwards, but then flanking your opponent, getting on the side, always boxing in circles. That's the sweet science 101.
I love her footwork. I love the fact that she's so aware of where she stands in the ring. She could use the ropes, and she, even in her defensive mode, she's very aggressive, very active in her defense.
Well, let's take a look at the CompuBox totals for this contest in terms of the power punches. Look at that. I mean, that is unbelievable. 100 of 199. Every second power shot Caroline Veyre threw, Claudia, landed tonight.
And that is the reflection in numbers of what we saw. Total dominance. I mean, she outpunched, outscored, outhandled, out everything. And that is just the basics of the power punches. Let's add the jab. She was